Okay, let's talk today about my background with Google Ads. So, you already know that I can build a website and that I am pretty well established that SEO is something I am skilled in as well. But where did it all come from? What's the backstory to that? And this is the story. When we first started a marketing company back in 2018, it was with a totally different person, a different partner. And during that whole process is when I started actually doing marketing. I wasn't doing anything beforehand. Mind you, I was supposed to go be a great musician. I was going to tour the world and do music. But then I got pregnant and I had my beautiful son, Asher. But that adjusted my plans for music, and which basically became I needed to do something with my family. And that's why we started Non-Conformist Inc., so that my husband and I could work together while raising our children. And that whole story was a lot of learning because I didn't know marketing when I started. I had a business administration minor, and I had a really good eye for all the things business. I loved business, but I wouldn't say that I was going to be a great businesswoman at the time. I was going to do music. So when I jumped into marketing, it was because our company needed more manpower, and the thing that I ended up getting involved in was Google Ads. Now, Google Ads was extremely complicated, and I got Google Ads certified and all the stuff back in 2019. But through the process, I began dealing with a lot of problems that come with Google Ads, and started to work with Google Ads Editor and started building out campaigns that were hundreds of thousands of keywords large with so many different variations. And it kind of unlocked this understanding about how the way Google works in my brain, because I kind of felt like I became a robot myself in doing these Google Ads campaigns and assimilating thousands and thousands of keywords based on locations and services. So, for example, you may have a roofing company and they want to, have Google Ads for, the keyword roofer, near me in someplace, wherever it is, Mena, Arkansas. And if that, it's not Mena, let's do a big city, Oklahoma City. Because if you're doing Google Ads, there's all kinds of people who are going to be bidding for those spaces, for those keywords. And so the technique that you usually do is just raise your budget and your bid, and you end up spending a ton of money. That's the general technique a lot of Google Ads people at the time, and even now, are still doing. But I took a different approach, which was I wanted to save money. I didn't want to spend money. That was my personality. And so I was like, well, what can I do to lower my clients' budgets? And what I had discovered was that there's a lot of keywords that are niche that people don't bid on, because most people are thinking just on the basic level. Now, mind you, Google Ads has changed now. I don't even do Google Ads for service companies until they've already topped out on LSA, because Google changed the rules and they really started pushing towards LSA. And that's really where, if you can optimize there, you're going to get the best results. Google Ads for service companies, at least, ends up being less profitable in my mind. But back in the day, in 2019, it was where you needed to be. So I bring that all up because what I'm talking about is keywords, and Google is a language and it runs on those keywords. And so I have a deep understanding of how to create keyword-rich websites, keyword-rich content. I know how to come up with new keywords that no one else would think of for your ads or for whatever it is you're doing, even without AI, because of the experience that I've had with all of those campaigns in the past. Why that's important is because we're living in a world where AI is like the place, the thing everyone's doing. And I agree, AI is powerful, but it's only as powerful as the person who manages it. And the AI prompter is really where the power comes from. And you can get some really crazy stuff if you just put AI in charge. You really need to be the one in charge. And that's important because you need to have the expertise or work with someone who has the expertise to master this world of AI. They can work with AI, they understand AI, but they also know all of the stuff that goes into why AI is the way it is. Because they were there before it, they were the ones who built the initial campaigns that AI was built on. You know, when I was in there working on these thousands of keyword campaigns and I knew the data was all being sent back to Google, I remember having that thought in my head, like, you know what? I am probably building the robot right now when I send this data back. They're learning so much from me and my campaigns. And lo and behold, a few years later, we had ChatGPT come out, which for me was an amazing tool because it just cut my job so much in half. I did not have nearly the amount of mind needed, you know, to write all the stuff out. You know, I love ChatGPT for that reason, because even though it may not be super smart, if I can guide it, it can do anything, essentially. And that's why, again, you would want to work with Non-Conformist Inc., because I have a team that can do pretty much anything that I give them. And then you have my mind that is ready to lead and to guide. And I understand, I have a background in all of this. I've been doing it for, well, 5 years with Non-Conformist Inc., almost 6 now, because it's almost 2026. But before that, we were doing stuff with our other company. So we're talking 7 to 8 years of doing this day to day, every day. I was the mover and the groover in the day, and I continue to be the mover and the groover now. I am looking for less work, more quality over quantity, less clients and more partners, because I'm at a stage in my life where I'm focused on my family, but still, this is a passion of mine that I just enjoy doing. It's a way for me to get my mind busy. And just like I love to hike mountains and I love to do music and I love to spend time with my family, I also love to do work with my mind. I love to create things that I love to see your businesses grow. Man, when people's businesses grow and they come and I'm able to come up with cool solutions for problems that other people don't, have solutions for, I get a great sense of satisfaction from that. And as a woman, I love to be a mother. I love to cook. I love to take care of my family, but I also love to create. And I'm an artist, not just one thing or the other. And so working with Non-Conformist Inc., you really will get a unique experience. You'll get to work with me and you'll get results from my team. So come along, check out the results on nonconformistinc.com and you'll kind of see what we've already done. Or follow along on our Facebook, because I'll be posting stuff here too. Thanks for watching.